Hello students, welcome to our online teaching class Apalagar Public Schools. Today we will discuss about the economics of class 9th, chapter number 2. The name of the chapter is People as a Resource. So here, people as a resource, here we will discuss that how people as an asset for the economy rather than a liability. So here I will tell you two terms about assets and liability. Assets means, for example, there is a family. In that family, the family consists of 6 members. And one of the family members, that a person gets a job and he earns 50,000 rupees per month. So he is an asset of the family. Okay. On the other hand, there is a person in the family. He is also he is a diseased person, and every month the family has to spend, for example, for 5,000 or 10,000 rupees for 5,000 rupees for his medical problems. So he is a liability of the family. Are you clear about the assets and liability of the family? Okay. So always, dear students, you always try to be assets of the family rather than liability. So let us see. So here, regarding the chapter people as a resource, so how people can be called as a resource? If the people can be turned into assets, if people can be formed into assets, then they can be the resource. Okay? And here also population becomes human capital when there is investment made in the form of education, training, medical care, all these things. Okay, so we the people, we the parents also spend money, or your parents are spending money on you, on the for your education, for your healthcare, or for your other facility. But in order to make you human capital in future, they are investing one sector in a way. They are investing money on you with the hope to make you human capital in the future, and so that in future you can be well learned, you can be well educated, you can be able to get a job, thereafter you can earn money. So at that time then you will be turned into an asset. So here also people as a resource is a way of referring to country's working capital. People as a resource, it refers to the working capital, the working people. People as a resource, which people? The working people, that is the age between 16 to 59. 16 to 59 years age group. These age groups is the working people in our country. So how they can be called as a resource? If they can be used in productive purposes, if they can earn some income, earn some money in order to maintain their family, in order to or do something, then they can be called as a resource. Okay. So here also people as a resource is a way of referring countries' working capital in terms of their existing productive skills and abilities. When we invest money on education, healthcare facilities and others, automatically their skills developed, their abilities developed, their productive skills, their productive abilities also developed. Okay, so here we can see all this investment in human capital. Investment in human capital through education, medical care, training, all these things. But they, with the hope to make them human capital in future, and they can yield money also in the way. They can also earn money in future, just like investment in physical capital. Here, this chapter. Here I will ask you one thing. We are cultivating. We are practicing agriculture. We are practicing agriculture for the development of agriculture, or in order to make. We are practicing agriculture, and we are paddy. We are cultivating paddy. We are cultivating paddy So and we are taking all sorts of care, and we are always careful. We are applying handling variety of seeds, chemical fertilizers, pesticides, and we take care of it properly. If it is destroyed by sometimes or attacked by some pest, or it is not getting, or it is not growing properly, we are applying chemical fertilizers, pesticides, and other things. At last, and we get a good harvest. Thereafter, we can get a good harvest from the agriculture land. Like this, we the parents today, your parents are investing money on you for, they are investing money on you, on your education, on your medical facilities or others also, in order to make you well educated in future, in order to make you human capital in future, so that you can get a job, or government jobs, or you can establish an industry also, self-industry or others also, and you can be able to stand in your own legs, you can be able to earn money, you can be able to provide employment opportunities to other people also, and at that time you can be an asset of the family as well as of the country also. Clear? Next, and if another person, if there is a person and he is unable to, however we are spending on money with the parents, we are spending, investing money on our children, but all the children are not getting well developed. They, and after learning also for many years, like 20 years, 25 years, they are not getting jobs, and they remain unemployed. At that time, they are not the assets of the family or the country. They are the liability. They are the dependent persons in the family. Okay? So, dear students, you always be careful to be the assets of your family. And this can be seen directly in the form of higher income, because and whenever so here another thing, we can take the examples of a green revolution. How green revolution became possible? How this green revolution possible? You know, the scientific development in the field of agriculture is known as green revolution. How the scientific development became possible in the field of agriculture? It was carried on by research, different numbers of research after research. Who carried on the research? The educated people. How did the educated people, how they had become educated? In this way, they had become, they became educated and carried on the research activities, and at last became successful to find out the way to increase the agricultural output to a large extent. So this scientific development in the field of agriculture has been possible only due to the knowledge of human beings, only due to the skills, the productive skills of human beings. Okay, so at last people have all these things. Now India's IT revolution is striking instance of how the importance of human capital has come to acquire a higher position also in the field of information technology. Indian people have also excellence or excellent knowledge in this field also. All these things. So here also, not only do more educated and the healthier people gain through higher incomes, society also gains in other directions. But here also, one thing I would like to tell you. So when there is a person, and he is a doctor. No doubt, his parents had invested huge amount of money on him to make him a doctor, that means a human capital. And after becoming a doctor, he would be able to earn huge amount of money from his salary and from his private practice. And he is getting himself huge amount of profit. But the society also, on the other hand, the society is also getting a lot of scopes from him, a lot of services from him. The doctor, although is getting money from the people, but people are also getting services from the doctor also. Okay, so in this way, human resource can make huge job, and everything is there also. In fact, human capital is in one way superior to other resources. Out of the land, labor, the physical capital, human capital, out of all which so here, out of all these things, land, physical capital, and other resources like land and physical capital, human resource make use of land capital. Okay, land and other capital, land and other capital, or there is a computer. It is a physical capital. It is not run by itself. Okay, there is a physical capital, there is a computer, it is not run by itself, but it is run by human beings. It is run by human beings. So human beings are the most important capital, most important resource of all the factors of production. Okay, so here for many decades in India, a large population has been considered a liability rather than an asset. For many decades, large number of people of our country have become liability rather than becoming assets because due to lack of employment opportunity or about a large number of population. But actually, large number of people need not be liability. It is a threat to the family as well as to the country also. It can be turned into a productive asset. How can we turn the human beings into productive asset? By giving them, by investing money in human capital, for example, by spending resources on education and healthcare facilities for all, and by giving or imparting training of industrial and agricultural workers in the use of modern technology, in the use of scientific research, and so on. If the people can get sufficient training, for example, there is a farmer. He also needs to acquire some knowledge how to practice modern method of cultivation. So he also needs training. There is other also in other industrial workers are also there. They are also given training in order to develop their skill which is knowledge. That means we have to build their capacity, or capacity building training should be carried on in order to make them more efficient, in order to make them skillful. Here are different examples are there. Story of Sakal. Here are two examples. One is of story of Sakal. There are two examples. One is the story of Sakal, and there are two friends in a village, Bilas and Sakal. So the Bilas and Sakal, they were two friends in a village. Sakal was 12 years old. His mother Sila looked after domestic chores. His father Bhutta Chaudhary worked in an agricultural field. Sakal helped his mother in domestic chores. He also looked after his younger brother Jitu and sister Situ also. His uncle Syam had passed matriculation, but he was unemployed. He was unable to earn a single rupees also. Okay, so in such situation, Bhutta Singh and his wife Sila, they thought after, and they wanted to provide proper education to their child, to their son. Okay, so what happened? He raised a loan. Thereafter, after passing, he started studying and completed his higher secondary, that is +2. After completing it, his father persuaded him to continue his study. He also arranged a loan from the banks and raised a loan for Sakal to study a vocational course in computers. Taking loans also from private or others, Sakal's father wanted Sakal to study a vocational course in computers. Okay, Sakal was meritorious, very industrious ones, and were intelligent students. He was also interested in studies from the very beginning. With his great vigor and enthusiasm, he completed his education, and after some time, he got a job in a private firm. Who? Sakal. Sakal got a job in a private firm. He even designed new kind of software After some years, he designed even a new kind of software. This software helped him increase the sale of the farm. As a result, his boss or the owner of the farm became very pleased and increased and rewarded him with a promotion also. You see here, in such situations, how circles parents with a lot of difficulty, even taking loan from somewhere also, invested money on for his education. That is, he became a computer engineer, and at last he could get a job in a farm. And he, by applying his knowledge and skills, he could also develop a new software also by which the production of the farm sales became more, and his owner rewarded him with also. Okay, so this was the situation how he became an asset, or how Sakal became a human capital. You know. On the other hand, there is the story of Bilas also. Story of Bilas. On the other, Bilas, as an 11-year-old boy, he was residing in the village as his Sakal. And Bilas' father Mahesh was a fisherman. Bilas' father Mahesh was a fisherman. By selling fish, when he was only his father passed away when he was only 2 years old. Thereafter, his mother Gita sold fish to earn and to maintain the family. Very big. And she bought fish from the landowner's pond and others. And every day he was getting very little amount of money, 50 to 60 rupees per day. Bilas became a patient of arthritis, joint pain. Bilas was not physically good. He was suffering from joint pain. His mother could not afford to take him to the doctor because she did not have money. He could not go to school either. Bilas could not go to school either also, and he was not interested in studies also. His situation made him like this. He did not continue. He could not continue his study. He could not at all attend the school in his life. He helped his mother in cooking and also looked after his younger brother Mohan also. But after some time, his mother fell sick and there was no one to look after her. There was no one in the family to support them. Bilas was forced to sell fish in the same way like his father and mother, and could earn a very meager income, very less income thereafter. Okay, so in here, from these two stories we are clear that in the two case studies, we saw Sakal went to school and Bilas did not go to school due to various reasons. Sakal was physically strong and healthy, and there was no need for him, to visit the doctor frequently also. Okay, because he was healthy and strong. On the other hand, Bilas was a patient of arthritis. He lacked the means to visit the doctor also. Sakal acquired a degree by studying for many years, 20 years or 15 or 20 years. And Sakal found a job in a private firm while Bilas continued to carry on the profession of his parents like selling fish or others. All these things. So in the case of Sakal, several years of education. Let us compare the two stories. In the case of Sakal, several years of education added to the quality of labor. This enhanced his total productivity. This enhanced his, as he learned for 15 or 20 years, he could collect information, he could collect knowledge from his teachers or other institutions, and became well educated. Total productivity adds to the growth of the economy. This is in term page. And at last he could earn a lot of money also, could earn a handsome salary in some other forms or choice also. But in the case of Bilas, there could not be any education or health. So as such, he remained his parents, his life selling fish like his parents. Okay, and he had to live his life in a miserable way. Okay, so investment in human resource via education and medical care. We are investing money for various purposes. We are investing money on agriculture, we are investing money on business, we are investing money on others. So nowadays parents are also investing money for the growth of their education in order to make their children human capital with the hope to their children would be able to earn a huge amount of money in future. Yes. So here also this investment on people is the same as investment on land and in capital. One investment sincere, we are carrying on business, we are investing money on business. Why? In order to get profits. So we are also investing money on our children in order to make them human capital with hope to get returns in the future. Right? So here it's a drop. So here we can, in this collection, there are two important things we will discuss. One is vicious cycle. Vicious cycle. Another one is vicious cycle. So what is vicious cycle? Cycle, you know, rotation. What do you mean by vicious cycle and vicious cycle? Vicious. For example, here this point can be, these 2 points can be clear to you through examples. First, we will discuss about the vicious cycle. What is vicious cycle? For example, there is a family, and in that family, the parents are very well educated. There is a person, his parents are well educated. They were doing government jobs. Government jobs, and they were there is a family also is a person. He is doing government jobs and he is getting a salary of he was getting salary of ₹60,000 per month. Okay, and he had 2 children. One is son, another is daughter. 2 children. During his own period, Ashok was leading a very comfortable life because his father was also well educated and was doing government jobs, and his father had provided. His father had also invested money heavily on his education, and Ashok's father also made him well educated, by which Ashok got a job in a farm or somewhere and could earn huge amount of money. So he also, like his parents, like his father, became an asset of the family, or he is a human capital. Are you clear? So like this, as he had known, as he has understood the value of or the importance of education very well. So he also possessed, he married in a good profile also, and here he was blessed with 2 children, one son, another daughter. He also invested money on his son and on his daughter for his education, for their education and for their medical care or others. And after 20 or 25 years, both the son and daughter became well educated, and son became a doctor and the daughter became an engineer or an OAS officer. Okay, so both became both became well educated. They turn into human capital. They could be able to earn huge amount of money. Are you clear? So now they are also able to lead a luxurious life like his parents and grandparents. Are you clear? So this trend of development, this trend of luxurious life, which continues from one generation to generation after generation, is known as vicious cycle. This vicious continues from his generation, from the generation after generation. This is known as vicious cycle. Are you clear? When this trend of luxurious life continues from generation after generation, this is known as vicious cycle. Clear? Take the case of another example, that is vicious cycle. Vicious, it represents the measurable conditions. For example, there is a person, his name is Mohesh. There is a person, his name is Mohesh. Okay, and he was maintaining his family. He was uneducated. He was maintaining his family by fishing by selling fish in somewhere, earning a very low income. He was leading a very miserable life. Or we can also take other examples also. Or for example, Mahesh was a rickshaw puller. Mahesh was a rickshaw puller. Matlab by pulling rickshaw, he is maintaining his family. Before there was a time there was a person, his name was Mahesh, he was a rickshaw puller, he was maintaining his family by pulling rickshaw, he was leading a very hard life. His family is mentioned that this was directly related to or directly dependent on Mahesh's incomes from the pulling of rickshaw. Okay, and he had two sons also. He had two sons, Naresh and Jugesh. Okay, due to dearth of money, due to shortage of money, he could not provide educational facility to his sons Naresh and Jugesh. So they remained uneducated throughout their life. They did not attend. They did not go to school also due to shortage of money. Okay, so they also became uneducated like his father, and when they became grown up, they also again started their livelihood by pulling rickshaw. Okay, so during their period also they worked hard by pulling rickshaw or others, and they also led a very miserable life like his parents. Okay, so in this way, so when the trend of miserable livelihood continues from generation after generation, this is known as vicious cycle. Okay, this is known as vicious cycle. Okay, so these are all about your first introduction. In the next part, we will discuss about economic activities by men and women. Thank you.